Cheez It the podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host, Fondue.
I'm Cheesy.
This week, we continue to celebrate American Cheese Month. We're talking American cheese brands, recipes, and we learn to make it at home.
Wow.
We're going to find out what artificial intelligence wants you to use to get cheese to stick to your pizza.
Uh-oh.
We hear about a pop-up Cheez It location, and we tell our very cheesy jokes.
Haha, jokes.
Stay tuned for episode 132, American Whey, on Just Cheesy the podcast. When I think of American cheese, the first thing I think of is obviously Kraft. But there are a ton of different American cheese manufacturers.
Really?
According to EatThis.com, they give us their top 5. They took American cheese and tested it 2 ways.
Whoa.
One as a slice by itself,
Okay.
and one melted over microwaved bagged broccoli.
Why?
The article claims scientific reasons for choosing broccoli.
Really?
They said steam melting is a better gauge for a test than grilled cheese.
Wow.
Because grilled cheese offers higher exposure to heat.
Whoa.
They claim that this would give an unfair advantage to the cheese, and it would give a false sense of how much heat and time it takes to melt it down.
Wow.
Their number 5 pick is Horizon Organic American Singles. When cold, they say it's firm. It bites like a thin sliced cheddar,
Okay.
and they say without the sharp, distinctive flavor.
Oh.
They say when melting it, it was stubbornly slow.
Oh, no.
It cooled too quickly, and it dried out too fast.
Aw.
Their number 4 pick was Borden American Singles. And they say here that the mascot has been taking too many cues from her partner Elmer from the chemical division.
Oh, no.
And they're actually alluding to the fact that Borden actually owns Elmer's glue.
Ooh.
They said when it was cold, it felt slightly plasticine.
Oh.
And they said it was cool to the tongue and stayed that way, but as it warmed, it wilted.
Oh.
And then they said it was the most reluctant to melt,
Aw.
even more so than the Horizon Organic.
Really?
They said when they microwaved it, it created a skin at the surface,
Ew.
and it puffed up, and it had extra air, making it susceptible to quick cooling.
Oh, no.
Coming in at their number 3 was Velveeta Slices Original.
Ooh.
They said right out of the package, it was wilting right away.
Oh,
It
no.
was the mildest of the ones they tasted and the sweetest.
Ooh.
They said it melted the quickest,
Okay.
but they say it stayed more solid, becoming gloopy
Ew.
and thick instead of liquefying.
Aw.
In their number 2 spot, they have Kraft Deli Deluxe American 2%.
Okay.
They say this one warms up in your mouth. It leaves you with a rich, salty aftertaste that lingers.
Whoa.
And when heated, it melted faster than Velveeta.
Really?
But they said because it melted so quickly, it actually created a skin similar to the Borden cheese.
Ew.
And coming in at their number 1, they have
Kraft.
Kraft Original Singles.
Of course.
They say this one melts in your mouth.
Okay.
They say when microwaved, it'll stretch and ooze nicely without becoming totally liquefied.
Okay.
It's also the wateriest of the bunch.
Oh.
And they said they came into the test expecting the cheese products to be more or less the same.
Yeah.
But they said cold, Kraft takes it by a landslide for sheer flavor alone.
Wow.
But did you know there are a plethora of different brands that make American cheese?
There are.
We just learned about Horizon,
Yep.
Velveeta, Borden, and Kraft.
Right.
But did you know Sargento makes one?
They do.
Land O'Lakes, the butter people,
Whoa.
actually make American cheese slices.
Whoa.
And they're known for their superior melt and flavor.
Ooh.
Organic Valley has premium organic cheese slices, and it's made with pasture-raised cows.
Wow.
Kretschmar is a brand that provides deli-style American slices, and they're known for their thick cut and creamy taste.
Ooh.
Simple Truth Organic is a Kroger brand,
Okay.
and they offer singles, and they focus on basic ingredients
Wow.
and good meltability.
Ooh.
Dietz and Watson has American cheese, and it's actually low in sodium and has a creamy texture.
Okay.
Did you know that Cracker Barrel has cheese?
They do?
They have a range of cheese slices, which includes American cheese.
Whoa.
Boar's Head, County Line, and Alpine Lace also make American cheese.
Holy cow.
And then, of course, you have your store brands. You've got Great Value by Walmart.
Wow.
You've got Market Pantry by Target.
Ooh.
You've got Happy Farms by Aldi.
Yum.
You've got Lucerne by Safeway.
Whoa.
According to Statista.com, there was a survey in 2020 that talked about the consumers of American cheese,
Wow. cow.
And which brand was eaten the most often?
Whoa.
County Line cheese came in at 2.82 million people.
Whoa.
Alpine Lace was next with 4.64 million people.
Wow.
Boar's Head comes in at right around 14 million.
Jeez.
Land O'Lakes is at 17.
Whoa.
Kraft Deli Deluxe is at 18.83 million.
Holy cow.
Borden is at 20.
Whoa.
Velveeta is at 27.89. The grouping of all the store brands comes in at 68 million.
Wow.
And in the number one spot, of course, it's Kraft
Kraft.
singles.
Yeah.
And they're well above the rest.
Really?
108.77 million people consumed Kraft singles in 2020.
Holy cow.
Kraft is not a sponsor.
Nope.
But if they were, their ad would go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do?
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay.
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY, that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay. Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. I'm going to say that the three most popular dishes that take American cheese are just a cheese sandwich,
Yep.
a grilled cheese with American cheese,
Yeah.
and a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
There are other recipes out there that take American cheese singles.
Whoa.
According to winnersdrinkmilk.com, they have what they call an easy mac and cheese recipe.
Ooh.
4 ingredients.
Okay.
They have 10 ounces of elbow macaroni, boiled and drained,
Okay.
6 wrapped cheese slices,
Okay.
a third cup of milk, and salt and pepper to taste.
That's 5.
Okay, you're right. It says here to add the cheese to the macaroni,
Okay.
stir until it's melted completely,
Ooh.
gradually add the milk, and add the salt and pepper to taste.
Yummy.
On landolakes.com, they have a recipe for an all-American cheese dip.
Ooh.
With Memorial Day coming on Monday,
Yeah.
this would be a great time to make this recipe.
Yeah, it would.
Only 4 ingredients in this one.
Okay.
They call for 10 slices of Land O'Lakes Deli American,
Okay.
a half a cup of milk,
Ooh.
1 2-ounce jar of diced pimentos,
Ooh.
and 1 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. Combine the ingredients, microwave for 2 to 4 minutes, stirring every minute until the cheese is melted.
Ooh.
And then you serve it with tortilla chips.
Yum.
According to mikesmightygood.com, American cheese is awesome on instant ramen.
Yeah, it is.
This is one of the easiest things you can add to ramen.
Yeah.
They say here, all you have to do is put a slice of it over the top of your bowl.
Ooh.
And if you do this when the noodles and broth are piping hot, the cheese will melt right over your food.
Ooh.
I love adding American cheese to my ramen because it makes the broth so creamy.
Me too.
But let's say you don't want to buy your American cheese, but you want to make some at home.
Whoa.
There's a recipe on browneyedbaker.com.
There is?
You take 1.5 teaspoons of unflavored gelatin,
Okay.
a tablespoon of water,
Ooh.
12 ounces Colby cheese,
Ooh.
1 tablespoon whole dry milk powder,
Okay.
a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar,
Okay.
and a half cup plus 2 tablespoons whole milk.
Whoa.
The link to this recipe and directions are in our show notes.
Nice.
It's time for my favorite segment.
This week in cheese.
So, according to BusinessInsider.com, Google has a new search feature, AI Overviews.
Okay.
And boy, is it giving some screwy search results.
Oh, no.
This went viral on X this week.
Oh, boy.
A user searched cheese not sticking to pizza.
Okay.
And what it generated is frightening.
Oh, no.
Apparently, it responded with, cheese can slide off pizza for a number of reasons.
Okay.
AI continued by saying that the user could add, I quote, about 1/8 cup of non-toxic glue to
What?
the sauce to give it more tackiness.
What the?
Another user on X thought that this suggestion may have been based on a Reddit comment from 11 years ago, and it was probably a joke.
Holy cow.
The article points out that one issue with generative AI engines is that they can just make things up.
Oh, no.
Be careful out there with your AI.
Yeah.
In other news, Cheez It has something called a Cheese-In Diner.
Ooh.
It's in Woodstock, New York, and it closes on 5/26.
Okay.
This diner incorporates Cheez It crackers in just about everything.
Whoa.
They have an extra cheeseburger,
Ooh.
the mac and Cheez It, the cheesy chicky tendies,
Whoa.
and the deluxe Cheez It milkshake.
I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
Okay, why is American cheese considered selfish?
I don't know why.
Because it's all wrapped up by itself.
Oh,
Get it? Wrapped up by itself?
that one wasn't bad.
Oh, these American cheese jokes are great.
Yeah.
And they're a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to Just Cheesy the Podcast, episode 132, American Way.
Thank you.
Check out the map of cheese places we've visited on www.justcheesy.com.
And stay cheesy, everybody.